Has the purchasing power of home buyers increased since October of 2023? Well, Redfin seems to think so. Before we get into it, if we haven't met, my name is Nathan I'm a realtor in Orange County, California. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, let's see what Redfin has to say about all of this. All right, so according to a report published on January 29th, home buyers on a $3,000 monthly budget have gained nearly $40,000 in purchasing power since mortgage rates peaked last fall. So what Redfin is alluding to is that in October-ish of 2023, mortgage rates were at their peak of about 7.8%, just under 8%. So what they have done is they took that and translated it into a dollar amount for us. So what they're saying is that a home buyer with a $3,000 monthly budget can now afford a $453,000 home based on the 6.7% mortgage rate and a few other factors that I'll dive into in just a second. That same buyer gained about $40,000 worth of purchasing power because in October of 2023, when the rates were at 7.8%, the amount of home that they could afford was about $416,000. Now, one of the other things they did is they did include this wonderful chart for us because, visual aids. Some of the things that you need to also realize about this chart is that this makes a few assumptions. It's assuming a 20% down payment, a 30-year mortgage, 1.25% property tax rate, a 0.5% homeowners insurance rate, and absolutely no HOA dues. So what's good about this chart is if you look to the left of the chart, it'll give you several home prices. Along the bottom are several different mortgage rates. And then on the right-hand side, it'll tell you which each colored line means based on a payment that you might be budgeted for. One of the other things that they use to kind of explain this is that the typical home in the United States, which is right around $363,000, would have a $2,545 a month payment with today's rate. On the previous rate or the peak rate in the fall, you would be about $200 higher per month. Well, I appreciate this article in that it's showing people that the housing market is improving. It does touch a little bit on a couple of other very important points in regard to mortgage rates. But one of the things that they point out is they interview one particular Redfin agent who is saying that, hey, at the end of last year, homes were sitting longer. We were getting fewer buyers. There are fewer active buyers in the market. Now, some of that can be attributed to seasonality. The holiday season is not generally a super active time in the housing market, but I think the high mortgage rates kept people on the sideline, kept sellers on the sideline as well. But what they're saying is now that we've gotten into 2024, there's been some stability in the market. The mortgage rates have slowly began to decline. They're seeing an increase in buyer activity. In fact, they're seeing more multiple offers generated for some homes. One, I think they mentioned, was over 15. One, they said, was over 30. That's important to note because what they're concluding from that is that buyers are starting to realize that the lower rates get and the longer they wait, the more competition they're facing. All right, so one thing to keep in mind is that there is definitely an inverse relationship with mortgage rates and buyers coming onto the market. So as rates continue to come down, we're going to see more buyers coming onto the market. That's why I think that it's important and that we see a slow decline, a slow but steady decline in mortgage rates, because that will prevent a rush of potential buyers flooding the market. It's going to also help build some confidence in sellers that the market is still strong. And as the gap starts to shrink between 3, 4, 5% mortgage rates and where we're at now, as that gap starts to shrink, I think we're going to start seeing that lock-in effect that sellers are facing right now. we're going to see that start to diminish. We'll start seeing more inventory come onto the market. The benefit of rates not dropping too quickly is that slowly active buyers will be coming back. Slowly inventory will be building to meet the demand that is increasing. What that will have the effect of is that it will keep a little lid, or at least provide some suppression to increasing home prices. And then as part of the report there, Redfin believes that mortgage rates are likely to stay in the sixes for the foreseeable future. So hopefully we'll get some indication from the Fed as to what their plans are. They did predict up to 3 rate cuts in 2024. However, I don't think that we're likely to see anything sooner than maybe mid-summer. And the reason being is that I think that they're going to remain overly cautious. Depending on what these reports say, I might even push my rate cut projections back a little further. So fingers crossed everything continues to go the way it is. Either way, I think it's great news for potential buyers and sellers. And even the chief economist for Redfin, Daryl Fairweather, is giving advice to serious house hunters that trying to time the market is pretty much a waste of your time and energy. The affordability isn't going to change drastically anytime soon. That goes back again to mortgage rates. So I do think we're going to see affordability slowly improving, but I don't think it's going to be drastically different. My advice would be, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, take a look at your local market, figure out what your budget is if you're looking to buy, and start looking. Go see some homes, go to open houses, talk to an agent, do some showings. Try to gather as much information as you can, because as new inventory comes on, we're hopefully going to see some suppression in home prices, because remember, the lower mortgage rates get, the more competition you're likely to be facing. Or the more buyers that come onto the market, the more competition you're going to be facing, which is always good for the seller side. But if you're looking to buy, I would say be prepared, start looking, take the opportunity when you find it. Home prices are probably going to continue to go up. Mortgage rates will slowly be coming down. So find your happy medium, get the information you need, and make the decision that's best for you. Well, those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear yours. Is there a particular interest rate that would get you to jump back into the market? What's a bigger issue for you, interest rates or home prices? Well, if you liked the video, please like the video. If you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. If you would like to talk to me personally, my contact information is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.